morning, and welcome to another in the election year series of Breakfast-Side Chats with President Jimmy. Momentarily, the President will be entering the Rose Garden and sitting down at the now familiar glass-topped wrought iron table.
Morning, Jordan. How's your nose?
I've been informed that the subject of this morning's speech will be inspirational in nature, but we don't know specifically what... Oh, here comes the President now. Ladies and gentlemen, President Jimmy.
Thank you. Good morning, Rosalind. How you doing, baby? Hello, Sullivan.
Good morning, sir.
I suppose you have my breakfast ready.
It'll be here momentarily.
All right, we'll get to it.
Yes, sir.
Hello there, Amy. How's Daddy's little girl doing tying those shoes? Have you stopped using one string from each shoe to tie together now? You understand now. That's why you fall down. That's a good girl. We're just about ready to go here.
You want, Mr. President?
Hello, and welcome to another Breakfast-Side Chat with your President, Jimmy. A show I wanted to call That's Incredible, but somebody already used it. But you know what they say, a rose garden by any other name, and like that. I'd like to talk to you today about our great nation, and what made it that way, and what's going to keep it that way. Of course, I'm speaking of the United States, made strong by dedicated persons, and also people, who love and still love her. Her, meaning our great government. She is just like a woman. Let's think of it like that. More often than not, she cleans house, but in a larger sense, she can be seductive. Sometimes she can be a cold fish, and sometimes a real bitch. One day she may meet you at the door stark naked wrapped in cellophane, while the next night she may just roll over with a headache and ignore you forever. But that comes with love. She can be haughty, and she can be naughty, and sometimes she can be downright kinky. Sometimes Our Lady America can be elegant and sophisticated, sometimes seemingly cool and ruthless, but we take it because that's what love is all about. I've often thought myself, she can be in a little frilly dress, sometimes maybe those tight designer jeans that really fit good around the hips, with those snug little tube tops and sexy little open-toed wedgies. Or maybe not. My point is, since America is like a woman, we should treat her like that, and we'll get along all right, just like a marriage. You know, it just goes to prove the old redneck adages that they do have something to them after all, like my country, right or wrong. America, love it or leave it. And speaking of leaving it, I think of that like a divorce. And of course, my favorite is my own version of something JFK said about Our Lady United States so long ago. Ask not what America can do for you. Ask what she will do to you if you do something to her first. Thank you, and have a nice breakfast. You got my breakfast there, Sullivan?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That is called egg sculpture, sir. It's the newest thing.
Thought it was Easter or something. Those eggs look like they have faces on them.
Well, it's sort of a sculpture of Mount Rushmore.
Then how come there are 5 faces on there?
Oh, well...
Who's that last one on there?
Well, you see, sir...
That looks like Teddy Kennedy.
It's just sort of a private joke. Wishful thinking?
You have been listening to another in the special election year series of Breakfast-Side Chats with President Jimmy. On behalf of the President, have a nice breakfast. Good morning and welcome to another in the election year series of Breakfast-Side Chats with President Jimmy. The President is going to be a minute late this morning because we understand his daughter Amy tied his shoes together. But when the President does show up, he'll be sitting down at the now familiar glass-topped wrought iron table in the Rose Garden, which we have just learned the President has renamed the Roseland Garden. This morning's speech will feature... Oh, here comes the President now. Ladies and gentlemen,
I really enjoyed that
President
last night.
Jimmy.
I don't know what that was you had on. What was it? Butterscotch pudding? It was real nice. Hello, Sullivan.
Good morning, sir.
And,
Your breakfast.
Thank you. That's, what is that, Sullivan? Doesn't look like there's anything there.
It's a dish we made in honor of the Carter intellect.
That's real funny, Sullivan.
Just little jokes, Hal. I'll run and get you breakfast.
Thank you.
Touching this.
My own? Thank you. Hello, and welcome to another of my lectionary series of Breakfast-Side Chats with your President Jimmy. Today, I'd like to discuss the world problems internationally. We all know about the mush-brained Muslims, the retarded Reds, and of course the bastard barons of the oil fields. I suppose we all grasp the ignorance of India, the insanity of Israel. How could we go on without mentioning the morons in Mexico and the agitation in Argentina? Well, now that we've covered all that, I'd like to talk about something I feel is a lot closer to home and kind of touches us all once in a while. What I want to know is, who the hell shot JR? I'm president. I think I deserve to know. Nobody fills me in on that. I mean, they blew up a test bomb in Ruski territory, and it's on my desk in a matter of minutes. But what is it with these U.S. television stations and the networks? I've been watching JR since he used to make a genie appear from a jug. I've been watching him, see him get chubby, turn into a total dweeb. I've seen him change from a self-respecting astronaut into a money-hungry, power-conscious scumbag, living in some dried-up patch of land some people call a state. I always believed in him, but these days I wonder if maybe he didn't have a little hanky-panky with Jeannie sometimes. And I'm sure that you wanted that too. Actually, she was always my favorite, above him. Year by year, her costume kept getting skimpier and skimpier. She looked like an Eskimo at first, and then all of a sudden the show was in color. She was almost nude. What a set of zombies. At the time, he kept rather aloof of her presence, never paid any attention to her being around. Personally, I'd have been on her like a chicken on a June bug, but that's away from the point. It's neither here nor there. She could have enhanced his career, though, if he had just taken advantage of it, made it go longer and further. But no. He had to quit the series and turn into a dollar-loving ignoramus that doesn't know his assets from a hole in the ground. Jeannie could have saved him from laying face down in the streets of Dallas, shot in the chest by God knows who. I'm sure he's thought more than once that he wished he could rub her jug one more time, come up a winner. At this point, since nobody seems to want to fill me in on what happened to the millionaire misfit, I hope he rots out there in the Texas sun. I really don't care. Aside from that, have a nice day and real nice breakfast. Thank you. Is that breakfast ready yet, Solomon?
Yes, sir.
What is it? I hope it's not another one of those Mount Rushmore sculptor egg things.
Well, it's just the inverse, sir.
What do you mean the inverse?
Well, you see, the sculptor calls this the Iranian special.
The Iranian special?
Yes, sir.
What's that?
Well, you see, instead of having your face on the egg, you have the egg on your face.